Okay, so I welcome everybody to today's episode, and today we are reviewing the DS-160 document. And so we'll go into details what entails each of the sections of the DS-160 you have to fill. So the DS-160 is an important document in the US visa application. Once you apply for the visa, then you have to also fill the DS-160 document. And so every F1 student is supposed to fill this document. We are going to look at the various sections you have to fill. of the informations are on the I-20 that we considered last week. So if you have not watched the video on the I-20 for last week, kindly look at that and watch it before you come here and also watch the DS-160 document review and filling. So we have several sections on the DS-160 we want to look at. This one, you don't have to pay for this document. This document is free online. You just key in DS-160 and it will pop up in any of the softwares that you use. Mostly people use Chrome for the filling of the DS-160. So make sure that you fill the proper information. We are looking at the various parts. Part 1 of the DS-160 consists of personal information. When we say personal information, it means your name, your date of birth, and marital status. This is the first section of the form DS-160 you have to fill. And this form, we mostly look on the I-20 to fill this DS-160 form. You also be asked for your nationality, your passport or national identification number. And if you are a US citizen, which most of us are not, you are supposed to provide a social security number or taxpayer ID number. It's very important. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just click on that point, do not apply. Click at that section, do not apply, and then you can move on. When you come into the States as an international student, after getting your new I-20, the next thing you have to do is to send those documents to the Social Security office for them to give you the Social Security number, so that if you are on funding or you are going to work on campus, your salary can enter into your accounts. The second section of the DS-160 is travel information. The travel information. This section explains your travel plans, including the purpose of your trip to the United States. So why are you traveling to the United States? Are you traveling as a student or you are traveling as a worker? All those purposes are required on the DS-160. Your date of arrival is also very important. Your US address, where you are going to stay. So mostly people use the apartment that they have booked already as their address of where they are going to stay. So if you don't have a specific plans, you can provide estimated dates. It's very important. The third part that we will look at is the travel companions. If you are going with somebody, a dependent, either a wife or a husband, or you are going with your children, is very important. So there is also a place on the DS-160 you have to fill this section. So here you can fill in the details of anyone traveling with you. This might include a family, friends, or members of an organized tour group. You don't need to include work colleagues. No, it's not required here. Either way, remember that everyone who travels still needs their own form DS-160. So anybody who is traveling with you must also fill his or her own DS-160. The part 4 that we will look at is the previous US travel. Have you traveled to the state before? If no, then you have to state it. If yes, you have to state it. You also need to indicate if you have ever been denied a US visa. If you have applied for US visa before and you have denied, you have to indicate that one there. Or if you have ever filed an immigration petition with US citizenship and immigration services, you have to also provide an information on that. Let's go to part 5. Part 5 gives an information about your address and phone number. This session is very straightforward. Simply enter your current address where you stay, your house number, and your location, your phone number, and email address. You can enter an alternative mailing address if you wish. You also be asked to list all the social media accounts you have used over the past 5 years. You don't need to provide password, no, but you should list all the handles or user IDs you have used on sites like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or any of the social media platform. The part 6 of the DS-160 is the passport information. So on this page, you will be required for your passport information. You will be asked for the passport book number, sometimes also called inventory control number. Not all passports have these numbers. So look at your passport. If you have that number, then that is awesome. If you don't have it, then you can move on. So that is it. Part 7, US point of contacts. The person, when you get down in the plane and you say you are coming to the US, at the point of entry, the point where you enter the US, the airport, they will ask you for the contacts of the person you are going to stay with. So you have to have either a printout of the address of your designated school official, that the DSO, in this section. So you will list a person in the United States who knows you and can verify your identity. Mostly the designated school official, the DSO, his or her name is on the form I-20. And so you can give that information to the person asking you, to the immigration officer asking you. If you don't know anyone in the United States, don't worry. But mostly they provide the DSO's contact. Part 8 is the relatives. Do you know anybody in the US, a father or a mother, or a brother or a sister in the US? You may also be asked to provide details of any members currently in the United States. If you are married, you'll be asked for your spouse's name, date of birth, nationality, and home address. Pay attention to that. Part 9, work, education, and training. In this section, you will fill in the details about your occupation, educational background, and employment history going back 5 years. You will also be asked for your travel history and for details about any skills you possess or any military groups, charities, or professional organizations of which you have been a member. The part 10 is your security and background information. Here is very important. You answer questions like yes or no to 25 questions on security. It borders whether you have background, whether you have criminal criminal case before, you have an infectious diseases. There are a lot of questions that they will ask you on the form DS-160. So pay attention to that. Part 11 is the applicant photograph. So the photograph of the US is 2 by 2. That is 2 times 2. It is not a normal photograph that we take, passport photograph that we take in Ghana. This one is a much larger than the usual one we take in Ghana. So you have to pay attention that all your ear shows. I think when you tell the photographer, most of the time the photographer knows all those information concerning the passport. Part 12 is the review, confirm location, sign and submit. This is the last section of the form DS-160. You will now be asked to review the entire form. So you have to go through step by step to verify if your information is correct. This is the last opportunity to check whether your answers are accurate. Pay attention to this. It is the last chance for you to make sure that your answers are accurate. You will then be asked to confirm the location from which you are applying so that your application to be sent to the appropriate US embassy or consular. Finally, you will be asked to read some terms and conditions and then you submit your form. So it's very important that we pay attention to the form DS-160. And so let's go into it how it is done. So Now, I am on the page. I just put in DS-160, then it led me. I just click on here, then it led me to this site. So when you come here, select a location where you'll be applying for this visa. If you're in Nigeria, you click on Nigeria. If you are in Ghana, you click on Ghana, Accra. So mostly those of you in Ghana, let's see. So Ghana, Accra is here. You just put in that. Then you enter the code here, J83YD. So that is the code. So you start a new application. If you have already started, then you come to retrieve an application. So we are now coming to start. So you click on start an application. So on clicking on start an application, this is what we have. I agree. This number is very, very important. This, your application ID is very, very important. So you can save it, print, save it on your machine. You can save it on your machine. We want to save as a PDF, so we just save it as a PDF. So let's save it. Yes, so that we can remember. We can remember when, in case we go and we come back, we can remember. So this is the number. Pay attention to it. Don't forget it. It's very important. If you don't remember it when you want to log in back, then you have to create another one. So these are the security questions you have to answer. Security question. So these are all the questions you can what? You can answer. So in what city does your nearest sibling live? Let me take that one. An answer is, let's say, Tema, or let's say Accra. In which city? Accra. So we continue. Okay. So it has brought us to the interface. This is what I explained. All the 12 parts has been explained. So as I said earlier, this is the personal information. And so your surname is there, giving names, then the full name in native alphabet. If you don't have your full name in native alphabet, you just say it does not apply. You just click here. So let's say my name is Emmanuel Anan. I filled it before, so the moment I click on it, the name shows. Then the given name is Emmanuel, so it has come. Then you click here. I don't have the full name in native alphabet, so I just click on does not apply. Then I continue. So have you ever used other names? If you have not used other names like maidens, religious, professional, alias, then you just click no. Do you have a telecode? No, I don't have a telecode. So then we continue. My sex is male. Then marital status. If you are married, you click on married. If you are common law marriage, you click on that. If you are single, you click on that. Date of birth, then you choose your date of birth. Let's say this guy is 1996. Okay, so the city where the person is born, let's say Jima. The person is born in Jima, Kintampo. Then the country is Ghana. So you fill every detail. You make sure that after that you save before you continue. If you don't save and you continue, you lose all the data. So you save and you continue. So every step is there. Every step that I've explained are there. Let's try to continue. So we continue to personal 2. The personal 2, as I said earlier, consists of your nationality. So if you are Nigerian, you type it. If you are Ghanaian, you type it. Do you hold or have you held any nationality other than the one indicated above or nationality? So you indicate it. If you were a citizen of another country, you just click on that. So this one, no. Are you a permanent resident of a country, region other than your country or region of origin? So if no, you say no. So the national identification number, you click on that. If you have the national ID, the driver's license, or the voter's ID, you can put them here. You can put that one here. Only one is needed. The US social security number you don't have, so you click does not apply. So US taxpayer ID you don't have, you just click on does not apply. Then you continue. So you save, then you continue. Save, then you continue. Save, then you continue. Let's continue to the next application. This is where we are. This is what we have done. Go to next travel. We are going to the travel. So on the travel section, purpose of trip to the US. So what are you going to the US for? Are you a student? Are you a business visitor? Are you going as a visitor alone? Are you a NATO staff or something? Let's find out. So mostly we are dealing with students. So you click on F1. F1 is here, academic or language students. So you click on that, you specify. Here is the specification. So you are the student. If you are going with a child or your child, or that is your daughter or your son, you just click on child. That one you fill different one for the person. If you are going with a spouse, either a husband or a wife, you click on this one, the F1, F2. So you are the student, so you click on F1. You continue. Have you made specific travel plans? Mostly people say no. Why? Because they have not gotten the visa and so they have not booked for plane. So it means that you have not made a specific plans. What's the date that you intend to go? So this is the point between your program start dates and the start of classes. The program start date and the start of classes. We mostly choose the date between these two dates on the DS-160. So if your program start date is somewhere, let's say uh, program start date is, let's say, August 14, and the start of classes is August 24th, then you choose any date between these two. So you can choose from 16, 17, 18, any date between these two. So let's choose 14th of August. 14th August, that is the arrival. 2024. 2024. That is when you reach. Intended length of stay in the US. If you are coming for PhD, 5 years. If you are coming for masters, 2 years. So if you are coming for undergrad, it's 4 years. And it has been written on the form I-20. So this is the number of years. You click on that, you continue. So this is the address where you will stay in the US. Where are you going to stay in the US? This information is on the DS ones. It's on the I-20. So you just look on I-20, then you put in. So let's say this guy is going to stay in Detroit, 303 Detroit RV, Lubbock. So this one is optional. You can decide not to write anything there. This is the city. Where is the city? The city is Lubbock. Yes. So the city is Lubbock. Then The state is Texas. The state is Texas. The person is going to Texas. If you are going to Utah, if you are going to Nebraska, Nevada, Montana, Ohio, North Carolina, New York, New Mexico, New Jersey, you choose any of the states that your school is located or the location where you are going. So you choose that. This is the zip code. It is, if it is not on it, go and search on your website, the school website, or go to, yes, mostly when you go to the school's website, there are apartment allocation sites which has been provided, and you can choose some of these things, information is there. So don't worry about anything. Person or entity paying for the trip here is very important. If you didn't get full funding, then you have to put the person whose bank statements that you are holding, the persons whose name is on the bank statement. That is the person you have to put the name here. If you have full funding, you can say that it is the school that is paying for the trip. You can also say that it is self. That is when you have full funding, but maybe you are paying for the plane where you are coming to stay for the first 2 months or something. You can say that it is self. So let's pay attention to this very place. A lot of people get confused here. That is why I'm explaining it clearly to you that the person whose name is on the bank statement, that is the person's name. You have to put it here. If you don't have funding, if you have funding and even partial, and you are holding a bank statement, the persons whose name is on the bank statement, you have to put it here. You have to put that name here. So let's see. So we have self, that is when you are paying other person, that is either your uncle, your even father or mother, or maybe uh, somebody, some a relative in your family. Present employer, is it your employer? Is it Ghana Education Service who will be paying for you? Employer in the US, do you have a work in the US that you are coming and that employer will be paying the trip for you? Or other company or organization? So mostly if you are holding bank statements from Ghana, you click other person. So the other person, it will show up here. So the surname of the other person paying for the trip, the given names, the telephone number, the email address, your relationship with the person. So you have to fill all these. So what is the surname of the person? You just click here and enter that. So what is your relationship with the person? Is it a parent, spouse, other relative, friend, other? So if it's your uncle, you write other. If it's a third person that you took it from, the bank statement from, click on the other. So that is how it is done. Is the address of the party paying for your trip in this is the in for the trip the same as your home or mailing address? If it's the same, you just click on yes. If not, then you say no. Then you go and fill in the details. So we save what we have filled here. Then we continue our application. So let's continue. We are continuing. We might not finish everything, but the few that we can do. So this is the person traveling with you. I've already mentioned this when I was doing the interpretation. And so this is the person traveling with you. Are you going with a dependent? Is it a spouse, a child, one of your children, or all of your family that you are going with? So are there other persons traveling with you? Yes. You click on that. No. You click on that. So no, you just continue. So we are continuing. So this is previous US travel. Have you ever been in the US before? Let me pause here and see if there are questions available for me to answer. Yes, you can type in your questions in the YouTube comment section and it will be answered from here. So if you have any question, kindly write it in the YouTube comment section and it will be answered here. These documents, nobody comes to the US without filling these documents. So make time and watch this document, how to fill it. If you make a mistake, it is going to be against you because most of the times they look on this to ask you questions. So if you make mistakes in filling, that is why a lot of people are rejected. So make sure that you pay attention to details when you are filling it. So you can kindly uh, write your questions here and it will be answered for you. Thank you. Let's continue. So as we are continuing, we are looking at the previous US travel. Have you traveled into the US before, the state before? So have you ever been in the US? No, you just click on that. If yes, yes, you just click on that and there will be questions that you have to fill. So you have to make sure your information is right. Let's continue. Have you ever been issued a US visa? Maybe you have been issued US visa, but you didn't travel. That one too could be there. So no, you just click on that. Let's continue. So have you ever been refused a US visa or been refused admission to the United States or withdrawn your application for admission at the port of entry? So if you have been refused visa before, maybe you have gone for one visa, second visa, you didn't still get it. And so you have been refused a visa before, you just click on yes, you have been refused a visa. You click on that. So you explain yourself. Where did you go? What happened? Why were you rejected? What has changed? You have to state something for them to have pre-information about you. Has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services? If somebody has done immigration petition on your behalf, you have to state it here. So if no, no, then you continue. So let's save, then we continue. Continue application. As you are continuing, so we are going to address and home. This is where you stay. I've already explained it. So this is your home address. You just fill in where you are coming from. So you just fill your primary. Is your mailing address the same as your home address? You just state yes so that you don't go and type the same thing again. Have you used any other email address in the last 5 years? So if you have used any other email, you state yes. If no, you just state no. Then you continue. This one you click on. If you don't have secondary phone number, you click on does not apply. Work phone number, you click on does not apply. So this one, have you used any other phone number in the last 5 years? No. You continue. Yes. Social media handles. This is what I talk about. So social media handle provider or platform. Which of the social media are you on? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. We have Twitter. We have Youku. Any of them that you are on, you can provide your address. If you don't have, don't worry, you can click does not apply. I think they did not give any option for does not apply. So let's say this guy is on Facebook. So the name of the Facebook handle, you just click on that. The person's goes. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or applications you have used within the last 5 years to create or share content? So you also click on that. So if yes, you click on yes. If no, you click on no. Then you save it, then you continue. So we have saved. Let's continue application. So this is what we have already filled. Next is the passport information. So the passport information, the documents, passport or travel document type is regular, mostly it's regular for students. So your passport number, you have to key it in. Let's say this guy passport number is GH3567. Then the book number mostly is not inside, so you say does not apply. Country or authority that issued passport or travel is Ghana. If you're applying from Ghana, if it's in Nigeria, you just state that. Then the city is what? Accra, right? Sure. It's Accra, Ghana. The province or the states. When we state the states in Ghana, it is the region. So it is Greater Accra. Greater Accra. That is it. Let's continue. The issuance date, maybe it was issued in 17th of, let's say, September 2023. 2023. Then the expiration date, let's say in 16th of August 2033. So we continue. Have you ever lost a passport or had one stolen? If your passport has been stolen, yes. Or you have lost one, yes. If no, then you state no. Then you save, we continue. Continue application. So let's go to the US contacts. We are going to the US contacts. So what is the name of the person when you come to the US you are going to? Mostly it is the DS, the DSU, the DSU, designated school official. That information is on the I-20. It's on the I-20. So look on the I-20 and fill everything detail to detail. Don't leave anything inside. So I think mine was Catherine, right? Yeah, Catherine. Catherine. Let's say Morales. Then, so that is the surname. The surname is the Morale. Then the other names, the given names is the Catherine. So organization name, let's say the person is coming to Ohio, University of Ohio. University of Ohio. Select that relationship. School official. You click on the school official. The school official. Address and phone number. I think everything is on the DS-160. everything is on the I-20. You have to pay attention to that. So let's continue. So here everything is provided. Then we save, we continue. We save, then we continue. Let's continue. So we continue from here. Next to the family. So this is the family. You are going to actually fill all the details. So father's full name and date of birth, you have to provide that. Then the given name, you have to also provide that. The surname, the date of birth, everything, and your mother. You have to provide all those details. So let's say this guy's father's name is Kwame. Kwame Evans. This guy's father's name is Kwame Evans. So the Kwame, is it the Kwame which is the surname or the Evans? So let's continue. Okay. So the date of birth, the father is 18th of February 1982. That is the father. Is your father in the US? No. So full mother's name. The mother is Grace. The surname is what? The surname is Donko. Donko. Then the given name is Grace. The date of birth, 14th of May 1980. Okay, so you look at your mother's age and put it there. Is your mother in the US? No. Let's continue. Do you have any immediate relative, not including parents, in the United States? If yes, you click on yes. Then you come and save. Please, we are still reminded that if you have questions, you can click and give us your question in the comment section and it will be answered from here. So because some of the informations were not correct, it has given us an error or we couldn't fill some of them. So here we stated that we have an immediate, so we should have said we should have filled in all those details, but we couldn't fill. That is why we couldn't proceed and it has shown a red indications here. So let's click on no because we don't know anybody in the US. Your friends are not your relatives. Please take note of that. The DSO, you don't know her. Your lecturer that you have contacted, you don't know her. It's not your family member. Pay attention to that. Your friends who are already in the States, they are not your family members. So don't state that. Don't say there you know some people here. No. Make sure if you don't have direct immediate relative, that is other than parents, your brother, your sister, if you don't have that person in the state, don't say yes. Just say no and things will go well for you. Do you have any other relatives in the US? So we say no so that we can even proceed faster. So we save our details, then we continue our application. So let's continue. As we continue, we are going to education and training. So this point is also very important. So which of the aspects are you in? Your present work, education, training, information, primary occupation. So this guy is in medical and health. So he says present employer or school name. So this guy works in Ghana Health Service. You provide address where that thing is. You provide those addresses there. Then we continue. You provide the states. I've stated that the okay, so this one is in Ghana. We have to actually fill it well. So Ghana, where is it? Accra. City is what? Accra. Let's say Accra. Then the state or the province is the region. So Greater Accra, right? So if it is Bono or Bono East, if it is, let's say, a Volta region or any of the regions in Ghana, Upper East, Upper West, any of them, you state it there. Greater Accra, that is the province or the state. So we come to the postal, that is in Ghana is plus what? 233. Then the telephone number, then the region or is Ghana. So the start date of your employment, let's say 19th of maybe November 2021, that maybe you started work. What is your pay? So what do you get every month? Let's say this guy is a teacher. He's a Ghana Health Service. He works in the Ghana Health Service. So let's say he collects somewhere 4,000 Ghana cedis. So then you briefly describe what you do. So this guy is a nurse. So injection of patients. This guy gives injection for patients, injection of patients, administration of drugs, administration of drugs. You at least you write about 4 or 5 of your duties, the things that you do. There, let's continue. We save. Oh, I think there are still spaces we couldn't fill. So they are telling us this place, let's add 00. Let's put 00 there. Then we continue. So we save, then we continue. When we continue, we go to the next session. Your previous work or training information, education training information. So where you previously employed. Let me pause here and check the questions. We have several questions. So we have questions here. Let's try to answer some of them. So Desmond is saying, thanks for sharing this with us. Thank you too for being here. Elan Tech is here to support everyone to make it to abroad. Okay, so Desmond again is asking that how similar are these forms? That's I-20 and DS-160. So the similarity is that the I-20 is filled by the school, but the DS-160 is filled by you. So the applicant fills the DS-160, but the school fills the I-20. And every information that is required to fill the DS-160 is available on the I-20. So you use the I-20 to fill the DS-160. I think if you are not okay, you can still let me know. Let's continue. Ishmael Tokoli is asking, please, do I have to fill this at a setting? The answer is absolutely no. So you can fill, go back and come back. Yes, so you can fill, stop halfway, but make sure that your ID, your applicant ID has been saved and kept at a proper place. Make sure that your applicant ID is saved and kept at a proper place so that when you come back, when you begin to continue your filling of the DS-160, you can use that to log in. If you forget it, then you have to start all over. So that is what I want to say. And let me also mention that the DS-160 form Once you start to fill it, every 30 days at least you have to visit the page once. If not, the page will be blocked and you have to start again. So within 30 days, you have to go over and log in. If you don't log in and 30 days pass, let's say that is 1 month, it passed and you have not logged in, the system shuts down automatically. And so you cannot access all those informations. So it's advisable that every within maybe 15, 20, at least once in a month, you have to log in so that your system will not shut down. Okay. So uh, Daniel Adebayo is saying, thanks, bro, for the enlightenment. Thank you too, bro. So let's continue. As we continue the filling of the DS-160, we are at previous work, education, training, information. So were you previously employed? Yes or no? So let's say this guy was not previously employed before the current work that he's doing. So he says no. Then we continue. Have you attended any educational institution at a secondary level or above? That one mostly is yes. So if it is yes, what is the institution's name? You have to write everything there. You have to write everything there. So the name of the is maybe University of Ghana, Legon, University of Ghana, Legon. This guy went to maybe University of Ghana, Legon to do nursing. So the address of the University of Ghana, is at Legon. You make sure you write the address very well. Legon, address 2. So the city is Accra. The province will be what? The state or the province is what? Greater what? Accra. Sure. Greater Accra. That is the region in Ghana. So the postal zone or the zip code is 00233. And the country is what? Ghana. The course of study, BSc nursing. So this guy studied BSc nursing. BSc nursing. So then the date of attendance from when did you start? This guy started in, let's say, 1st of August 2017. 2017 and completed in 10th of May 2021. So 4 years BSc. We save, then we continue the application. So as we continue, what is the next section? We still come back here. We still continue to this point. Do you belong to a clan or a tribe? If yes, you click on that. The clan name, Akan. The person is an Akan. If you are Dagari, if you are Dangbe, you just click it there. So what is the language that you speak? The languages that you speak. So the person speaks Twi. Then you add another one. Another language is, let's say, the person speaks Ekwiapim. Then another language is English. Person speaks English. Then, have you traveled to any countries or regions within the last 5 years? If you have traveled to Togo, maybe US, maybe Nigeria, or any of the African countries, you have to say yes. If no, let's say no. Because if you say yes, they will ask you, what did you go and do? Explain a little bit. So this one, the person says no. Let's continue. Have you belonged to or contributed to or worked for any professional, social, or charitable organization? If no, no. If yes, yes. Let's continue. Do you have any specialized skills or training, such as firearms, explosive? Do you have those experience? No. Make sure these are the security questions. They are very security questions. If they check and they see that, hey, Charlie, this guy has been trained in chemical weapons or nuclear weapons, then they have to pay critical attention to you because the US is a security zone and they are very cautious of the people that enters into the states. So mostly people make it no. Have you ever served in the military? No. This guy said he has never served. If you have served, why not yes? Have you ever served in, been a member of, or been involved with a paramilitary unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, or insurgent organization? No. You continue. All these are security questions. We have several security questions here. So let's continue to security and background checks. Do you have a communicable disease or public health significance? All these questions are on the DS-160, including concroid, gonorrhea, granuloma, inguinal, infectious leprosy, lymphogranuloma virenum, infectious stage syphilis, active tuberculosis, and other diseases as determined by the Department of Health and Human Services? If yes, then you say yes. If no, no. Let's continue. Do you have a mental or physical disorder that possesses or is likely to pose a threat to the safety or welfare of yourself or others? No. Are you or have you ever been a drug abuser or addict? Maybe if you have been taking methamphetamine, cocaine, or codeine, you have to make sure you state it. So if you have taken those drugs, state it. If not, then you say no, then you continue, save, then continue application, security. Let's continue. The security questions are many. So, have you ever been arrested or convicted for any offense or crime, even though subject of a pardon, amnesty, or other similar action? So, if yes, yes. If no, no. Have you ever violated or engaged in a conspiracy to violate any law relating to controlled substance? Yes or no? No. Are you coming to the United States to engage in prostitution or unlawful commercialized vice? Or have you been engaged in prostitution or procuring prostitutes within the past 10 years? If yes, you say yes. If no, no. You continue. So here, people don't even read. The moment they see it, then they say, no, no. Have you ever been involved? But if you have those records, you make sure that you state it because they might actually go to the police station and secure all those information. Have you ever been involved in or do you seek to engage in money laundering? No. Have you ever been committed or conspired to commit a human trafficking offense in the United States or outside the United States? No. Have you ever knowingly aided, abetted, assisted, or colluded with an individual who has committed or conspired to commit a severe human trafficking offense in the United States or outside the United States? No. You continue. Are you the spouse, son, or daughter of an individual who has committed? So look at this question. Are you the spouse, son, or daughter of an individual who has committed or conspired to commit a human trafficking offense in the United States or outside the United States? And have you, within the last 5 years, knowingly benefit from the trafficking activities? No. So you save, then you continue. Okay, so we are gradually moving. The security questions are many. Make sure you do all. So here, make sure you read, then you just take, you read, then you just take, you read, then you just take, you read, you take, you read. If yes, why not? So terrorists, everything is there. There are many. So just take, just take, just take. If yes, yes. If no, no. Just take, just take, just take, just take. There are many. So we continue. Let's save and continue from here. So this next is another full security questions. We are security question 4, part 4. Let's continue. This one, no. This one, no. Let's continue. So we save, then we continue. We are getting to the end. Oh, we shouldn't exist. Sorry. So let's continue. We have saved this. Make sure you save before you continue. If not, you lose the previous information. So this one, have you been ever withheld custody of a U.S. citizen child outside the United States from a person granted legal custody by a U.S. court? No, no, no. They are very conscious of security. That's why those questions are many here. So make sure your records are clean. Let's continue. As we continue to students exchange visa. So this is the additional point of contact information. Additional points. Note, you have indicated that you will be staying in some capacity while in the United States. List at least 2 contacts in your country of residence. Listen, your country of residence who can verify the information that you have provided on this application. Do not list immediate family members. Note, do not list immediate family members or other relatives. Postal box numbers are unacceptable. So these are the information which are needed. So the people, mostly your references, those people that you use them as your reference, those people that you use them as a reference, those people, you can key their name here. So let's say this guy use Dr. Let's say Dr. Albert, the surname Albert Ofori. Albert Ofori. The address, the person is in Ghana, Legon. So the address, if you know the specific address, you just state it. Maybe University of Ghana, Legon. University of Ghana, Legon. Address 2 is optional. State is Greater Accra. The city is Accra. The state is Greater Accra. Most of the times we use the references. It's 00233. The country is Ghana. Telephone number 0245678991. Okay, so the email address, the person is this. Make sure you use the official school email address. This one is just an example. We have another person, so you use at least 2 people to do it, at most 2 people. So this person is called Edward. The surname is Diodu. The given name is Edward. The address is also in University of Ghana, Legon. The city is Accra. The state is Greater Accra. 00233. The country is Ghana. Telephone number is 0254897610. The email address, you make sure you give a correct email. That is the school email. That is the official email of the person. I think they have given us, this one shouldn't come in. So let's save. Oh, University of Ghana. Please correct all areas in error as indicated below. Once you have finished, click Save. Street address, line 1. Living space. Leading spaces found in country. Found in your entry. Okay. See, the thing is very case sensitive. So the little mistake. Oh, they are still saying so. So let's I think this was the case. Let's save and continue. We're almost done. Let's save. Okay, so we are cool. Let's continue. So there's the last section to the service ID. So this one, you look on your I-20. Last week I talked about it. It is at the top. We start with N. So you key in your I-20 number, your service ID, sorry, on your I-20. So it is N what? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the school name is University of Ohio. University of Ohio. The course of study is MSc Nursing. MSc Nursing. The street is at maybe, let's say, Detroit Avenue, 303 Detroit Avenue. The city is in Ohio. Cleveland, let's say Cleveland in Ohio. Then the state is what? Ohio. Yeah. The postal code. Okay. I've even given it to us. So we save. Oh, service ID is not valid. So here, unless you provide a valid one, you cannot continue. It's not valid. If they check and it's not valid, you cannot continue. So the last thing is what we have done. After here, you just upload your picture. So we have come away far into the DS-160 review and filling. So the components have been mentioned already, and we have done a lot. So let me come back and see. There are extra questions. So let's see. Locally, Ishmael is asking, hey, information per this. Permit me to ask, do people from other countries also fill this form before entering Ghana? That one, I'm not sure, but I think they don't really fill all this information before they enter Ghana. Our borders are not all that strict like the US borders, so they don't fill all these long information before they enter into our nation. You see an African man. So that is how it is. Okay, so that is fine. So but when you reach here, that is the last point of the application. Your questions are welcome. After here, you will just go and upload picture, your picture. That is the 2x2 picture that I talk about. You upload it. After that, when you submit, then you print. You submit, then you print. When you submit, then you print. So, oh, oh, I'm trying to get how it looks like when you print the confirmation page of the DS-160. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so this is the confirmation page. When you print the DS-160, this is the confirmation page. This is the confirmation page. And the confirmation page, this is what they will take before you enter into the embassy. So in the morning when you get to the embassy in Accra cantonment, you all go, you all be at that runabout there. Then those security men will come and mention those who are 7:30 and 8 come. So you go and queue. So when you queue, there is a guy who is an officer who sits in front of the embassy. And this is the first form that he will take from you. So you tell everybody to pick your passports and your DS-160 confirmation page. This is what we call the DS-160 confirmation page. So you pick it, you give it to him. He will check your name and whether your name also appear in his file that you are coming for the interview for the day. So when he sees your name and he confirm it from his sheets, then he just sign on these sheets and give it back to you and tell you to enter. So next week we'll continue. And so if you have any more questions, this is the time to ask. So Godfred Minta is asking, please can you answer the question on DS-160 and I-20? Okay, so what I said is that the DS-160 and the I-20, they are related. They are related in the sense that you use the information on the I-20 to fill the DS-160. But the DS-160 is filled by you, the applicants, and the I-20 is filled by the school. So the school will fill the I-20 and give it to you, either by email or by hard copy. But most of the times this day, they give it to you through mail. So you just print it and you use the information on it to fill everything on the DS-160. So you use the information on the I-20 to fill the DS-160. The DS-160 is filled by you, but the I-20 is filled by the school and given to you. So you just upload. I think last week I said that you upload your passport and some few information about you for them to use it to fill the I-20 for you. So when they fill the I-20, they give it to you, and you will use that information to fill the DS-160. Just some few things you have to add to it. Okay, so Bio is saying, thank you, sir. God bless you. That is Bio. Thank you too, bro. Let's continue. So I think today Ishmael Tokoli is asking a lot of questions. Please, do we print the photo from the photographer's shop and later scan before uploading, or I need both soft and hard copies of the photo? So the answer is the latter. When I say the latter, I mean you have to get both soft and hard copies of the photo. So I think it will be able to give you the original soft copy. If you go and scan, some scans have some debris or something on it, and so dust can even make your photo unclear. So it's advisable you take both the soft and hard copies, because you send two hard copies to the embassy during your visa interview. You send two copies of the photograph during your visa interview, and you upload the soft copy on your DS-160. So that is how it is. Only one soft copy on your DS-160. Then two hard copies during the interview. Okay. Do we have any more? So, okay, thank you to let's subscribe and share with others so that they'll all get the information that we are sharing here. It's a very big deal that we share a lot of information here. So please, let's share with friends. Let's people come and learn it, and let's move on. Thank you very much. Do we have extra questions? If there are no extra questions, then we would like to pause here and continue next time. Thank you for your time.